So this is what it's like when there's a hearing aid shortage. Hey guys, welcome back to the Dr. Cliff AUD vlog. This is vlog number 234, and today I want to talk to you guys about a big problem that we're having inside of the hearing aid industry, and that problem is happening literally right now. But before I get into it, if you could do me a huge favor, click the like button. It really helps out the channel, and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. It is greatly appreciated. That being said, last week I talked about the launch of the new phonak, adaptation, Infinio hearing aids, and talking about how amazing they were and all of this and all of that, and deciding whether or not it was a good idea that if you had just been fit with hearing aids, if you should literally go back to your hearing care professional and get the new devices. And that video was very well received, and I appreciate all the feedback on that. But we have a problem. And the problem that we're having is that these hearing aids, right out of the gate, have been so popular. And I'll take a little bit of the blame for that because I created some marketing content around these hearing aids. But these hearing aids, even before anyone's been fit with them, have garnered such a stir among individuals with hearing loss that we literally have a shortage of them right now. So back when we were at the launch, our rep, Chris, who works with Phonak, came up to me and Ashley, and he's like, hey guys, we are doing essentially a promotion where you can buy X amount of devices, get them into your clinic as soon as humanly possible, because we know that you've been having people waiting for these hearing aids to hit. And so we're like, yeah, absolutely. How many can we buy? Like, we'll buy them all. Just give us as many of those hearing aids as you possibly can, because we literally have patients already waiting for them, and it's only been a week of teasers going out about this new product. And so we did that. We ordered a bunch of hearing aids, and then we're like, great, we're going to end up getting them next week. We can start fitting patients with them, and we get back to the clinic. And we have a week go by, and inside of that 1 week, we had probably about 10 more patients wanting these hearing aids because they saw the vlog video that I put out. They've even seen the review video that I published on these hearing aids. And they're basically like, yep, I don't care. I want you to order me those devices. I want to get fit with them as soon as humanly possible. We're like, that's great. That's great news. And so basically, all of the hearing aids that we purchased at the initial launch of this particular product were spoken for. Like 100% of the hearing aids that we had ordered, and we ordered a lot of them. And then a week later, we're like, and literally this was just a conversation that me and Ashley had 2 days ago from me recording this vlog right here. We're out of devices that we haven't even fit yet because they haven't even come in yet from the manufacturer, and we need to order more devices. And what do we get? We get an email from Phonak saying, due to unprecedented demand, these devices are on back order, and we literally have no idea when we're going to get new hearing aids for the Infinio Sphere devices. So we got our initial batch, and anyone who was lucky enough to basically say, hey, I want those as soon as they come out, get a pair for me. I'm ready to get fit with them as soon as you get them. And so that's what we did. But the demand was so high that Phonak has ultimately made the decision to be like, okay, how can we speed up production of these devices? Because they literally can't make them fast enough. They limited it to certain colors. So now there's only about 4, maybe 5 base colors that you can get. You can't get any of the new fancy colors yet. You can only get one of the top 2 tiers of technology, because they can, all these hearing aids, they're a little bit different from each other, right? You have different tiers of technology. Typically, Phonak has tier 1 through 4. And the top 2 tiers are the best tiers, and they start, of course, taking features away, any tier that you go down from tier 1 down. So basically we're like, well, we can make devices faster if we can isolate in on just a few technology levels and not have to make the full lineup of technology. And so, right now we're in a position where Ashley and I just got done placing another massive bulk order, and we're hoping that we'll end up getting those devices in a reasonable amount of time, because there are literally people who are postponing hearing aid treatment, people who are wanting to upgrade, who cannot upgrade into new technology technology until we get these devices in the office. Now, one thing that I've actually done this last week is that I was doing initial fittings with patients using a pair of my sample devices, the same ones that I used for my review. I actually had people come in, I fit them with the hearing aids, I programmed the hearing aids, and then I didn't let them leave with them. I saved their program settings, so then when they come back into the clinic, when their hearing aids get here, I can actually upload all of their program settings into those hearing aids and send them home with their hearing aids and do it very quickly. Because otherwise we would have this big backlog. I wouldn't have enough appointment times to be able to fit all of these individuals with these hearing aids if we waited for them all to come in. So we have a number of people right now who've been quote unquote fit with the new Sphere Infinio hearing aids but haven't actually gone home with them. We have to wait for those hearing aids to still come in. We actually got most of our shipment in just the other day from our initial shipment of devices, and we're busy right now checking those in. You have to run diagnostics on them when they come in to make sure that they meet manufacturer specifications. But it's just like, it's crazy inside of the clinic right now trying to satisfy this demand. I honestly have never seen anything like it, although I have only been in the hearing care profession for so long. The closest thing that I've seen to it was the Intent hearing aids that came out about 6 months ago. But even then, we had no issues getting those particular devices. Now, some people would say, what the heck, phonak, get your stuff together. But I do sympathize and understand that they don't know when they initially launch a product if it's going to be super popular and people are going to be, lined up around a corner like the new iPhone to get these new hearing aids. They have no idea. They don't want to overproduce them for launch day and then have way too many hearing aids than what demand would call for. So what do? They make a certain amount of devices, having some reasonable estimate on the amount of hearing aids that would be sold, and then when launch day happens, they hope that they're close. And unfortunately, their calculations were way off on this go around. Now you might say, well, that's a good problem for phonak, and yeah, it is actually a good problem for phonak. It's a bad problem for people who have hearing loss who want to treat their hearing loss, but I've never seen a new hearing aid that has no actual users yet be so popular. And the only thing I can think of is that I had created some amazing video content around it that made everybody want it. I can't really think of any other reason why there's such a huge consumer demand for it. But yes, I am patting myself on the back for that. And am I being serious? No, I'm not being serious. I do think I had something to do with it for sure. But I think that it's just really interesting to see how this launch has gone. And in hindsight, I wish that we would have ordered more devices on our initial product launch, but ultimately that would have just taken away from another clinic who needs devices for their patients too. So it wouldn't really have solved the problem. It just would have solved the problem inside of my clinic here in Phoenix, Arizona. But nevertheless, we've got a ton of these hearing aids on order. We can't get them fast enough. Super excited. I mean, fortunately, we're a clinic that we can eat the cost of ordering a bunch of devices before we have them quote unquote sold, because we don't really collect any money till we fit patients with them. So you have to spend a lot of money to get these hearing aids inside of our clinics. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars that we're having to spend of clinic funds to get the hearing aids in to the clinic, and then with hopes of dispensing them to people. But because we know the demand's so high, we don't think that we're going to run into many issues with the actual dispensing side of them. So I guess if you live in the Phoenix area and you want to make sure that you get a pair of Sphere Infinio hearing aids, you might want to call in and put your name down on the list so we can call you as soon as they're in, because otherwise it might be months before you get these hearing aids. Nevertheless, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today, guys. If you want to treat your hearing loss sooner, the better, especially if it's a super popular hearing aid that goes on back order almost immediately after it's launched.